Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in today. Based on my previous video, I did ask if anybody will be interested in patterns that I have that I think are plus size friendly. And so that is what I'm here today to share. And so yeah, so thank you everybody for the comments on the previous video. I'll link it up above because I did talk about my style aesthetic and patterns, and in that previous video I was talking about body shape and my body shape. Just to re-emphasize, just real quick, I'm between hourglass and pear shape, or more so pear shape because of my narrow shoulders. And so just to kick things off, I got my notes here. I want to stay on track because this might be a little bit of a long video. And so these are patterns that I currently own. So this is not the end all be all to the patterns that you need to get or consider that are plus size friendly. And also, for those who don't know, I am on a pattern no buy, which ends June 30th. And so I will have a video up in a couple weeks of new patterns. And there are a few that I do want and that I do plan to get. Not a whole heck of a lot, but you know, I loved being on the pattern no buy, but I'll get into that in that video. And and as I have also talked about before, that I will no longer be force fitting. I talked about that in my Caroline pajama video. I'll link that above and you can go check that out. These patterns that I'm sharing today, both commercial and indie, I feel their pattern size range, the measurements, and taking into account the finished garment measurements as well, definitely fit into my measurement category, my personal body measurement category, and fit into my body shape, the type of patterns I would like to make. Now, having said that, keep in mind that I still will need to do some adjustments, and those will be shoulder, narrow shoulders, the tire around the midsection, and sway back and full bust adjustments on certain things. So it's not eliminating that, but I'm not trying to force myself to fit into something. But just because of the shape of my body, there still will be some adjustments that need to be made, hips, you know, different things, kind of the normal things. And as I lose weight, I believe the patterns that I have will still work for me. And I still like them because they still can work as a base for something that I can hack or Franken pattern or something like that for the future. But right now, these patterns that I'm sharing, I feel like the size ranges, the measurement size ranges are broad enough that you may find this helpful. And so also my style aesthetic I've shared in a previous video is considered chic, classic, and dramatic. And so I'm not going to go into that. You'll have to watch the videos in my style aesthetic series playlist, which I'll link above as well. And you can see all about that. So this is not a video of me sharing all of my patterns, my pattern stash. The only thing I've ever shared with my patterns, I think, was how I stored them. And so yeah, this is not that video, so I'm not going to go through all my patterns. I'm just going to highlight a few and why I think that they're very beneficial. And so if you would like to see a pattern stash video, I can most certainly do that. I can break it up in 2 videos, my pattern stash for commercial, the big 4, and my pattern stash for indie. And I believe, I want to say I probably have more indie than commercial, or it might be about even. But anyway, so taking those things into consideration, my style aesthetic, what I like, my body shape, let's go ahead and get into these patterns. So starting out with commercial, again, I'm not sharing all of these. If you guys mention any particular patterns down in the comments, I might already have them, or they might not be particularly my style. So, but anyway, let me just share with you, get going. This is, oh, and I hate I started this video and then look up the real pattern number here. This is showing MP315, but that's not what this is. Actually, let me go get the actual pattern number. Okay, I went and got it. It's showing here. This is the display number. When you see numbers like this, that's the display number. Just pull the actual pattern out of the packet and you'll see the pattern number. And this is M7538. So that's what this pattern is. And what I like about it real quick, again, because of my body shape, this here has a nice curvature here that kind of defines the waist. It is sleeveless. It is something that will fit very well over my shoulders, and this is knit. Now, the thing is with this pattern, the bust goes up. It says 44 inches here, but again, looking at the finished garment measurements, I know that there's a little wiggle room, and there's room for me to do a full bust adjustment, and it will take care of everything else with the full bust adjustment, because when you do full bust adjustments, it opens up that waist and that hip area, and because this is knit, and this is supposed to kind of fit closer around here, and depending on which version you do, it'll spread out. So those are the types of things that I consider, especially if I have to do something with a full bust adjustment, that it will probably take care of some of the other, in a dress that is, it will take care of that waist, that hip, for the most part. Not if it's a woven, that probably won't necessarily apply, but at least for knit, for me, this doesn't apply to everybody, but for me, I have found that the full bust adjustment that I need to do, and remember, based on my measurements difference, that makes sense because my hips and bust area are only a couple inches apart, I want to say, few, not very much, and so that will give me the room that I need. So that's why I would do something like this. It's a knit. This is for knits. Also, remember, check out your Amazing Fits patterns. This is 1586, and the bust measurement here goes up to a size 50. And with the Amazing Fit, you have different cup sizes, and for this particular pattern, it goes up to a double D. So Amazing Fit, you know, if you have their patterns, you know, they show you, they have the cup sizes, and you're able to fit to your cup size. And plus, for this particular pattern, as you can tell, it has princess seams. The princess seams come from the side, not from the shoulder, but from the sides. And so, yeah, awesome pattern. Another one, those two I have not made. This one I have. This was my Easter dress last year. And this is McCall 7407. Again, because it flows and flares away from the body. It's a great fit. Here are the lines. See, there's a fitting here, and it kind of flares out. And so, yeah, absolutely a great pattern. This one I have not tried. This is Berta's 6621, and for this, I got this. Now, I wouldn't do anything this long by no means, but what I liked about it, because this is a little frumpy for me looking, but what I like was this whole zipper situation going on, and you could really play with this pattern, make it asymmetrical. You got that zipper there, obviously cut the sleeves, make the sleeves shorter, but I thought it was so cute, and it looks, look at that, and it's also princess seam cut coming from the arms instead of the shoulders. But yeah, yep. And then, of course, you all know I made like 7 of these M6886, and I've done the full bust adjustment, and I talked about that in my M6886 video, which I'll link above. Again, great, simple. So do the full bust adjustment. It took care of the room I needed in my waist and my hips, and it was great. McCall 7405, another good one. I have made this as well. I will show, I'll show pictures hopefully as I'm going through. But again, the fit at the top, when I first did this, I did a pivot and slide. The next time I do this, I will do a FBA. I didn't know how to do a FBA before, and so now next time I will. And again, because it's so loose fitting, I don't have to worry about fit. And this is for knit, and yeah, I think this is knit. And so it flows away, so it's not meant to be, you know, hip hugging or anything like that. Now, the patterns that are commercial, that are really do cater to, where maybe only thing you'll have to worry about is grading in between sizes, as opposed to maybe really having to fuss with an FBA or anything like that, are the Vogue Sandra, I always say her name wrong. Betzina, and many of you have her books, her sewing books. Look her up. Let me just show you again. That's the spelling of her name. But she has some wonderful patterns, and hers go up to bust size 55. So yes, she has her patterns. Definitely look up her patterns. I got these when Vogue was on sale a year ago, obviously before my pattern ban, but look at that. Just cute. Very nice and fitted up at the top, and something that gives you a little flare at the bottom. Again, this is knit. So even for you ladies that's a larger 55 bust, this will still work. Maybe you might, look at the finished garment measurements, and you may still have to do a little FBA, very minor. But yes, this one also, Sandra Betzina, and this is Vogue 1510. Did I tell you what this one was? This is 1234. That's funny. Vogue 1234. And this is Vogue 1510. And again, I like how this is very, very chic. Look at that. It has some dramatic flair to it. Love it. So yes, and again, this goes up to a bust 55, waist 50 and a half, hip 57. So yeah, so even the highest on here is too big for me, but still I know it works in my range. And this, the other Sandra Betzina, I have other Sandra Betzina pattern I have too, again, and you all know I'm using this on my for our anniversary collection. But yeah, again, size goes up to 55, but same thing, same measurements. So, and this is 1442. So definitely, she has quite a few other ones. They weren't particularly my style, so I didn't get them. And then one of them looked very similar to the one I already picked up. So yeah, whenever Vogue is on sale, I do check to see if she has new patterns coming out. So that is my commercial pattern suggestions. Let me switch gears into my my indie, and then we'll wrap up this video. Okay, so I am back. This is the book I have from Sandra Betzina, Fabric Savvy. I know a lot of people have this book. I have used it. It's very, very helpful. I haven't referenced it often enough, but yeah, it's very good. So let's get into the indie patterns. So you guys probably already know which pattern company, indie pattern company, is my absolute favorite. It is Cashmerette. Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. And the reason being, oh, my hair got caught here, is I think this is the very first pattern. This and the Concord t-shirt were the very first patterns I ever bought from Cashmerette. This is the Upton, and I've made it twice, and I'm working on a muslin now. But the thing with Cashmerette overall are her the measurement sizes. You got cup sizes are CD. So as you know, most commercial patterns go up to a, kind of go up to a size B, or is drafted for a B, but hers are specifically drafted for cup size CD, size EF, and size GH. And so here is, hopefully you can see this, the body measurements, at least for the Upton. And the reason why I love the Upton so much is because it reminds me of this ready to wear. This is, I put this in the cleaners and tried to sell it on Poshmark. It didn't sell, so I'm going to put this on eBay. But if anybody's interested in purchasing this, buying this, we can work out a deal and I'll sell it to you. But it's just way too baggy up here now. It just swims around me in the front and in the back. And it's, you guys know I'm not about that alteration life. So, but anyway, beautiful dress. It has pleats right here on the side, and princess seams, as you can tell, right here in the front. And I absolutely love this exposed zipper in the back. So the Upton can most certainly be transformed into something like this. And it's fully lined, on the inside. That whole look, it has the facing, and then the rest of the dress is fully lined. I just love the finish on this. Everything. Just absolutely beautiful. And so that's why I love the Upton dress so much, because of this ready to wear dress. And then there's a couple others. You all know I'm working on the Appleton right now, which is a wrap. I also picked up, and again, these are not all my patterns for Cashmerette. I want to say I probably have a majority of all her patterns, except for the newer releases, obviously, because I'm on the buy. But this here, again, because of the cup sizes and the coming in at the waist and the fit and the sleeve fit, I believe the Lennox, there was a sleeve expansion or something, I think. No, it was the Harrison, I want to say. Then you have the Harrison shirt, which is a nice button up. If you saw my video last week, you know that I will be doing one of those as part of our class, you know, assignment. And so this is the pattern I will be using for that. And that's the Harrison shirt. And I've also done, I have not done the Lennox before, and I have not done the Harrison shirt, but I have done the Upton, I've done the Concord, I've done the Dartmouth, I've done the Appleton. I've done a few, but not a lot. And this here, the look, the fit around the waist, the options you have, I really liked. And then of course the jeans, you know, is in my Make 9, so I didn't show that to you. So absolutely love Cashmerette. Again, the cup sizes. And here's the thing, for me, indie patterns, hands down, have the absolute best options for us more full figure, plus size women that sew, because they have the measurements are much broader. Even when I lose weight, let me just show you. Even when I lose weight, it's the smallest full bust is 40. The largest full bust for the Upton is 56. I mean, my goodness, that is. And I know even as I lose weight, when I'm at my goal weight, the 40 is that will be the lowest I go, even at my goal weight. But just the range, I can still use these patterns even after losing weight. It's not plus size patterns only, and then once I lose the weight, I won't be able to use them anymore. No, that's not true. I will still be able to use these because it'll really help with the bust area. The next pattern is I want to share, of course, is the Smiley Samantha faux wrap. I won't go into this. I'll just pop a link up above. The size range, again, these are where you can grade in between sizes. Now, you still may need to make minor adjustments. Like even for the Upton, I'm finding in my latest muslin, I still will need to do a little pinching around the shoulders just because I have narrow shoulders. So it's not, I'm not saying any of these just because they're indie patterns and they have a broader range that, oh, you'll just be able to go ahead and sew the thing right on out the envelope. No, there still will be some adjustments. Like all of these patterns, I will have to lengthen the waist because the waistline is too short, just a little bit for me. And so there's still going to be minor adjustments, but it's not like you have to do all these other different things to the pattern that maybe you might normally have to do with your commercial. So the Smiley Samantha Sinclair patterns. I shared this. This was a freebie I had shared, but it's no longer free, but I had shared that a while back. If you look at the line drawing, and I should have actually had this one ready like I did the other one. The line drawing, if you can see that line drawing, for me, I like that because it has kind of that ruching around the waist, and you can pull it up, you know, kind of pull it up and it hangs and kind of sit around your hip. Love that. And I actually love it to go with, and another pattern company I will also say that is good. You got Sinclair patterns, and I will be making these pants to go with that top. This is by Designer Stitch. You already know I made with the Caroline pajamas, the Ella Cami, the pajama shorts. The range, the pattern range. Now they came out with the Maya pants. These were free as well, but we couldn't share. I'm in the Facebook group. We couldn't share it out, and so sorry I couldn't share this out. But these, they're shown as linen. Different people did them in linen, and so very nice. Look at that. And I will, you know, make this as a nice casual Friday wear at work. And the size range, once again, you have the size ranges that go all the way US, let let me get to the measurements. These are pants. So crotch depth goes all the way up to a 13. And then your waist goes, the waist is 43, the hip is 54. And so still, even on the largest size, very, very minor adjustment I will have to do to this. Again, it's not force fitting. It's just making a couple tweaks so then that the pattern fits well. And as you can see, these are not form fitting by no means. So yeah. And the other pattern company is Silhouette Patterns. If you follow Peggy, I think it's Sagers is her last name, here on YouTube, she does every week a live video of some sort. And so this is the, what is this? Kors zipper top. And so I like that. It's that kind of that dramatic look. You can really do something with this. But this goes up to a full bust size of 69, size 1 through 4. I think I'm reading that right. 69, yes, because the waist goes up to 53.5, and the hip goes up to 53.5, and so yes, up through a D cup, but that 69.5 is awfully big, but maybe it's because of the drape of the top. I haven't sewn this up, so. But anyway, Silhouette Patterns. Check her patterns out. Very good. And yes, indie patterns are a little bit more expensive. But there again, I think I trace all of my indie patterns. For those that I get the PDFs for, I send them off to pdfplotting.com here in the USA. I'll put that across the bottom screen where I send my patterns to print. And I just trace them. That's, for me, that's the investment I'm willing to make for these. You all know I've done 2 of these Eve sew overs. I did the pivot and slide method, and I showed that in my sew over it video, the sew along. So I'll link that as well up above. And so that one you will have to do an adjustment because the measurements only go up so far. Another awesome indie pattern company is Rebecca Page. You all know I did this dress, the Portia party dress. Her sizing, did I mention? I think it's the first Rebecca Page pattern I mentioned. Her, the size chart goes all the way up to, for the chest, to 52, between 52 and 54 inches, and hips between 55, 57. So again, grading in between as opposed to being forced to, you know, kind of do a force fit or really do a full bust adjustment or something to that nature. Also, Pattern Review has, you all know I'm doing the wrap dress, but again, their sizes go up to 4XL, and so the measurements for those go all the way to a okay, I'm not finding it right away. I want to say this says 40 50 49 and a half. Yes, so 50 rounded up. And although I know that little bit matters, but so yeah, again, you'll find yourself either grading in between sizes or making a very minor adjustment to get your fit. Of course, the Blackwood cardigan, you guys know I made a couple of these. This one, you will have to do a full bust adjustment on, but it's a knit, so it's not overwhelming. You know I've made these 6, 6, 7, 8, and this is only a plus size pattern. You can't get this in a smaller size, so this goes up to hip size of 56, which is awesome, and these are meant to be loose and baggy. So yeah, so you already got some extra room there. The next pattern company is Love Notions. I have not made this top, and every time I see somebody post this top, I always say, oh, I need to do that top, I need to do that top, because I really do like it. Look at all the different sleeve options you get on here and the different looks. I know Vivian, her tops are so cute that she made of these, but here again, the full bust goes up to 58 and a half. Come on. This is why I love indie pattern companies. And the natural waist, 55. The largest size it goes up to measurement is 55, and full hips is 60. again, you're going to find you're going to have to do some grading in between sizes, which is, I like doing that. That's my first option. If the measurements are within my measurements for the pattern, I'd rather grade than try to do all these other different adjustments. And then of course, last but not least, you guys know I have made a couple of these, and actually I made 3. The Lisbon cardigan. Absolutely love the Lisbon cardigan. Now for hers, you will either find, for the most part, you will have to do a minor full bust adjustment depending on the pattern. And so for this, because it's knit, I did do, this one I did a pivot and slide. It was before I got the hang of doing the FBA. But I did do the pivot and slide for this. But again, it's a knit, so I don't have to worry about it being form-fitting or anything like that. So that is all, everybody, for just a few of the patterns that I own, commercial and indie, that I think are great for plus size. And so I hope this was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below if you want to talk about any other patterns. People who are watching may benefit from any other suggestions that are listed below. And yeah, again, let me know if you want to see a pattern stash video. I will do that. That will be a long video, but I'll break it up into 2 different videos, one indie, one commercial, video. So I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. But thank you so much for tuning in. Check the iCards up above for links to those videos. And yeah, and also check the description box below. A couple of the links are affiliate links. You guys know about affiliate links, where I get a small portion credit if you decide to purchase. But other than that, and there'll be links to the indie patterns that I mentioned. So all right, that's it, everybody. Have a blessed Memorial Day weekend. Have a blessed Memorial Day weekend, everybody, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.